Okay, we are going to continue from where we left off. We've created this table with these contents. The table is not really looking great. We said that when we come back, we will come and apply some formatting styles to it and see how it look like. We can get rid of these double lines over here. So let's get to the code. Now, in here, you see this border is colored in red. Remember last time I mentioned that some of these attributes are deprecated. That means uh, very soon in the future, browsers will no longer recognize these attributes again, right? And so, as I mentioned, I don't recommend styling or HTML elements with these static attributes. Um, I would rather we use the style element inside the head so that we can um, apply all the styling properties and give them values. All right, so let's insert our style element inside it. Remember when we were calling those elements by their name in the few videos before this one. So we are just going to call a table. All right, in the table what we are going to do is to say for now the way it looks is too small for me. It's too small, so let's give it a width. Of course, you know that you can put the width on the opening tag of the table. You can actually add the width and then height here as attribute. um, so let's first of all do that here. All right, so we can say the width of the table should be maybe 300 pixels, right? And then we have a height of maybe 250 pixels, right? Okay, let's bring the old uh, border attribute to 1, right? Let's refresh, go to our table and see it's actually expanded and it looks a little bit nicer. Now we have our caption extending well and all that. Okay, so what I just said is that I really don't like this, so let's get rid of all this inline styling here and then go to the CSS um, element where we are going to define some properties and values for the table. Okay, the first thing that we said the width is um, 300 pixels, right? Okay, the height is um, 250 pixels. Okay, let's refresh that, go and see what is there, and there is no border, everything is gone. Okay, how can we do that? Well, we can target the TD, each of these, okay, each of these content, and put a border around them. So let's try that and see. So we can say table data TD by its name, and then we have a property called border, which is referring to the black line around the edges. Okay, so the border, the thickness will be 1 pixel, okay, to be solid, aka visible for us to see, and the color will be black. Okay, the border color will be black. Let's go back, preview, and see what we have. Okay, so you realize that we have double lines. Okay, what we can do is to, inside the table itself, there is another property called border collapse. So you can say border dash collapse, and we give it a value of collapse. Okay, and that means all the 2 edges should collapse so that it becomes 1. All right, so let's save this and go back, and now this is what we have. Okay, so um, something is off, right? You realize that our header here, the column heading is omitted. So all we can do is bring a comma and add our th to it, okay, so that all of it will be covered. Let go. So in CSS, what it means is that when you separate element with a comma, and then you define some properties and values, what you are saying is that whatever is done here should be applied to everything you have stated and separated by a comma. Okay, so that is very simple. We have been able to style our table very well. Okay, so um, the content, in fact, we can say that the content in TD, all right, should be maybe, so let's say they should be center align, all right, center align. Okay, so we would say text align, all right, center, text align, center. Let's see how that appears. Okay, so in fact, you can play around this left and right. I like that you define your properties at your CSS properties at the top here, so that it's separated from the pure HTML code itself. Anytime you want to do something, you just come up here and make a change. Remember that you can add ID names, all right? So you can call this table 1, something like that, okay? And then instead of table, we just make it table 1, right? Is this correct? No, because we said ID selector should start with pound, okay, or hash, like this. This is not correct. So you realize that the formatting styles are the same. Okay, um, you can also apply colors, right? Just like we have done over here. So we can say the background of the table, the background color, okay, should be something like this. I don't know if it will look nice, but we'll try it and see. Okay, and this is a background like table. You can play around these things. It's not really that. It's not really difficult. Just play around these values, and if you want to know more, you can go to css.tricks.com or w3schools.com. You will learn more of this from there. Okay, um, let's end here. We'll come back again and see um, how we will do some final touches. Perhaps we'll create a new table or this one, and then we'll add one or two things and see.